That's Damon.
That's Kevin.
And we're implicitly biased.
All right, here's a topic. You ready for it?
Shoot.
It's kind of, well, I'm just going to throw it out there. At what point does somebody who is homeless not be homeless anymore? Like, for instance, if they throw together, like, 4 walls of, like, cardboard, I shouldn't say cardboard, like, plywood.
Okay.
If they do 5 walls, the roof, 4 walls and plywood and put it up, are they technically not homeless anymore then?
If they put in a door, can they get
with the door?
Oh, okay.
With the door. At what point are they not homeless? Because that, to me, in my mind, that's kind of like debatable. Because if you have a home,
if you go off of the old adage, home is where the heart is, home can be anywhere.
Well, then, somebody who lives in a mansion could be homeless then.
They absolutely could. A home is not necessarily, a house is, but a home isn't necessarily the 4 walls that you're in. So if they're still unhappy and not homey feeling, it's still homeless.
So basically what you're saying is, in this big, great house that I live in, if I don't feel at home, I can go sit on the corner and ask people for money and technically say that I'm homeless.
I know lots of people who do that anyway. They drive up in their BMW, walk over with the sign, and they get money all day long.
I don't think that really answers the question.
No, it doesn't. That's another.
Because that's more of a one of those feeling things of this. The new society, everything's all about feelings. If I feel whatever, then therefore I am, which is hogwash in itself. But
technically, a home, if you go by FHA definition, you got to have a shower and a cooking place and a place to keep food cold. So no, 4 walls in the middle of the desert won't be a home. But
right. Well, because I think
if you go by camping rules,
that's what I'm saying.
A tent is a home.
You go.
When you're out camping and then you go on a hike, you say, okay, let's get back home. That means go back to your camp.
So if I see a homeless guy on the side of the road and I feel moved in my heart and I say, you know what, I'm going to go inside here in Walmart and I'm going to get him the most expensive tent that I can buy. And I give it to him and he takes it and sets it up. Is he no longer homeless? He's a happy, oh, God, this is the best thing ever happened to me.
He goes out if you're playing by camping rules. But if you're playing by FHA rules, or you know what I mean? Like a real definition.
Like where you have to have these things.
It really, because some of those folks are out on bad luck and want to get back to a house.
Right.
Some of them genuinely don't want any to participate in modern society, and they want that life.
Right.
So it is a feeling thing, but at the same time, usually they'll have a camp to go back to, a rock for their foundation of homelessness or something.
Well, what takes somebody out of being not? I mean, like, if you're not homeless, what takes you out of that? Like, what is it? Is it just that feeling too? Like, because like you were saying, home is where the heart is and all that kind of stuff. So what takes you out of being homed? I don't know how to say it. Like,
what, the weather's bad enough, that'll take you out. That'll knock the 4 walls right over.
No, I mean, like, so like right now, I have a home. Okay, aside from obviously getting like bankrupt or foreclosure and literally getting kicked out, is that the only way to become homeless aside from just a feeling of not being at home?
Well, there's fire does it pretty quick too.
No, you're missing the point. I know a fire do it, and a flood will do it, and a hurricane will do it, and I get it. I know all those things will do it, but I mean, like, because if not being homeless is just a matter of feeling, for the most part, if it's just a matter of, I have that feeling, is it only just a feeling that takes you? Because like I just said, somebody can be in a mansion and not feel like they're home. They're not homeless, but what takes you out of being homed? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, not having a home. It's really simple.
I guess there's no deep explanation.
There isn't. It's one of those that you can't philosophically find your way to the answer. Do you have a house or not? Do you have a place that you call home, a place that you go to rest up from the day's activities or something? Because
what is it? Isn't it Japan where like you literally rent like a cubby hole in the wall?
I have no clue.
There's a place I believe in Japan where like they have like communal bathrooms, and what you rent is literally just a place in the wall for you to go to sleep. They have like a little TV in there and everything, but it's literally a cubby hole in the wall where you go, and that's your apartment or your, because there's so many, people there they just work in the city, but they actually live in the country. So they'll go into the city to work, but then when they go home, so is that home or?
If I imagine if they like rent it all the time. I mean, it's home is a weird thing because, like I said, when you're on vacation and you're at a hotel for 3 or 4 days and you go out and do things, let's go home, and you go back to the hotel and it feels like home. Right. I think it has a lot to do with the situation, the feeling of security you get. So maybe if the guy or gal's at their camp or whatever, and they feel secure, and that's still home. It's not the traditional sense of, 4 walls and a roof and heater and all that fun stuff. But
so basically, it's a beauty is in the eye of the beholder type of situation.
I think a lot of it is definitely that.
But see, I've always disliked the saying "beauty is in the eye of the beholder," because if I'm beholding, if I'm like you, we all have our perspective, but if I'm looking at it, then I should be able to not necessarily voice my opinion, but have an opinion about it. So if I behold something that's ugly and you behold it and you think it's beautiful, I mean, that's great for you, but it's still ugly.
That happens all the time. Yeah. Like especially in the car world. Yeah. There's guys that will look at everything that Ford puts out, for instance. Right. That's all terrible. Right. And on the vice versa, the Ford guy will see it and everything that Ford has ever put out is amazing. It's beautiful too, and Dodge can put something out and it's an ugly piece of garbage. But reality comes down, it's an opinion. Unless it's straight up like catches fire when it's driving down the road, then that's a piece of garbage. And after it's burnt up and crumpled up, it's ugly.
Well, that's my point. I think like there's a point to where beauty's in the eye of the beholder kind of stops.
Yeah,
you understand. And I think we don't acknowledge that area enough because it's too absolute. We want there to be fluidity, but it's too absolute that at some point it doesn't matter what your perspective is. That's bad. That's not good. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? It's one of those things where like somebody says, "Oh, they're not ugly. They're beautiful." Like, no, they're ugly. I'm sorry. Like I don't care what you like. Everybody in here says they're ugly. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, you can't say like, oh, just because 90% of the people say this, it must be the truth, because a lot of times 90% of the people are wrong. But you know what I mean? I feel like there's a point where that stops and it just is what it is and it isn't what it isn't.
Or it's just become popular opinion, and there's going to be people who like the underdog, like the fringe of things. So it floats their boat.
So the answer is there is no definition for when you're homeless when you're not, other than the legal definitions, exactly. Which is
I think that's the biggest clear line you can draw is either you have a house or you don't. You have a home or you don't.
A place where you reside.
An abode.
Because we can't even put like a place where you pay for it, because there's plenty of kids who don't pay for anything that live in their parents' home, and that's their home.
Freeloaders.
Yeah, I know. They didn't get a job. Okay, well, there was one of those. All right.
We're out.
Thank you. What are you supposed to say? Like, subscribe?
Yeah, I'm new to this. Maybe share even.
Share it. Yeah. Thank you. Have a good day. God bless you.
Let's do one more. That was fun. I like that one.
I thought about that the other day because there was a homeless guy on the side of the road, and he's like homeless. I'm like, but if I buy him a tent...
Oh, dang it. I spaced it. I was going to bring up the whole Oscar the Grouch thing. Frick.
Oh, he was in the trash can.
Yeah. Oh, well. Later.
We'll do it later, yeah.
Yeah, because Sesame Street opened up that homeless... They had a homeless doll, and everybody's like, Oscar the Grouch has been homeless for 50 years.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.